Good morning, dear students. Welcome you all to the next lecture of the JCE Connect series of online lectures. So, in today's class, we'll be going ahead with the numericals in Module 1. Small two numericals we had discussed in the previous class, and two more numericals I had given you all for solving. Hopefully, maximum of you all have given it a try. First one was quite easy. Second one had a bit of a complication in the second part. So today's class I'll solve by discussing those two examples first. If you have solved, because I think only two of them bothered to drop me the message regarding that. Others did not. You may have solved or you may not have solved, but see that you pick up this subject quite early, because further when we go the problems will be complicated, and nearly 60% to 70% problems can come. Once we had a question paper where we had 80% problems. So don't depend on theory, and this subject you cannot understand very much easily at the last moment. So let us start with discussing the first example. Hopefully all of you have your calculator, a notebook, a pen with you, so that it will be easy. So this was the first question. A person invests rupees 2 lakhs at 8% in a low risk scheme and rupees 1 lakh at 12% in a high risk scheme. The investment period is 6 years in both cases. Obtain the future value and comment on both the schemes. So this was the first question. So I think Vivek has sent me the answers which are matching with my answers. Neha has also sent. So let's see how to go about this. Now these two are again a bit of a simple example, so I'm not putting the cash flow diagram. But for the last two examples which we will discuss in the class, I will explain those two problems with cash flow diagram first, then we'll go to the solution. So here the first investment is of rupees 2 lakhs at 8%, and the term of investment is 6 years. If I go wrong somewhere, if you find anything, please correct me. So in this case, it's simple. We have to find the future amount. Okay, we'll have to find the future amount. So we need to find the future value of present worth. So you have already the money with you, which is 2 lakhs, which you will be investing for a term of 6 years at 8% interest. So the sum is easy and straightforward. We have to find the future value. The future value will be the value of the investment which you are making currently after 6 years at 8% rate of interest. So referring to compound interest tables, or you can use the direct formulas also. These sums are easy, but we generally prefer to use the compound interest tables. So anyone referring the table, please tell me that value. Any one of you refer the table and tell me that value, factor value. I've taught you all how to read the table in the previous class. Go to the compound interest table of I is equal to 8 and for n is equal to 6. Give me the SPCAF value.
Sir, 1.587, sir.
1.587. Yes, okay, fine. So now we know, again in the third and fourth example, I'll go back to this point and again explain you all how to read the values. If anyone has a problem, can contact me and ask how to read the tables. This I have told you all. You have to go in the table where you have 8%, then go to the column where n is equal to 6, and under that find F/P, that is find future value of present. So always the first term represents what we want to find, second term represents what is given. So F/P in the column of n is equal to 6, when you check out, you find that the factor is 1.587. So when we multiply, we get the future worth as 3,17,400. If anyone has solved, is the answer matching?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Sir.
Yeah, right. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, is it compulsory that we have to go in the table only and then
No,
see
no,
the
no, no, no,
rate
no,
of
no.
interest?
No, if you are perfect with the formulas, not an issue.
So then
Okay.
we can take the like for the formula is P into 1 plus I raised to n, no, sir, for this.
Yeah, correct.
So then interest we can put 0 like 8%.
Yeah, correct. 0.08.
So but then answer we get is 317374, sir.
Yeah, because what happens is if you go for three more digits here, 1.587 is there. If you go for three more digits, okay, if after point, if six numbers are there, you will get that exact answer. So in valuation, that care will be taken. Don't worry. 3,17,000 at least remains the same. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
It
don't
remains
worry.
same.
Huh. The
Okay,
only the
sir.
thing is that uh, it will save time.
Okay.
And if you get confused in the exam with the formulas, you will be at lesser risk.
Okay,
That's the
sir.
thing. Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
सर
So is anything else? Yes, Abbas?
सर सर वो अपूर्व आंसर बोली ना सर वो फॉर्मूला यूज करे तो उतना आता सर थ्री
Correct,
लाख
correct.
सेवनटीन
Yeah, मेरे
थाउजेंड थ्री
पास भी
हंड्रेड
है
ट्वेंटी
solve किया हुआ है. Yes, exactly.
हाँ
So
सर
that's what I'm telling you. I'm concentrating on 3,17,000, and we all know this. These both things happen. Only hopefully the person who knows the subject goes for valuation. Not anyone who has studied something goes for valuation. Only that is the thing. Because in the scheme also, when we decide the scheme of valuation, some people use the formulas and give the answers. Some people use the direct coefficient because on the question paper note is written the this compound interest tables are permitted. Okay, so that thing is there. So don't worry. If you're perfect with the formulas, go ahead with the formulas. Or if you want to refer the tables, you can refer the tables. Slightly, there will be a difference as after the point, we take here only three numbers in the compound interest tables, whereas you get that exact answer. Hmm. So now when we move to the next part, so same thing. Second investment is of 1 lakh, which is made at 12%, and n is equal to 6. Same. So here again the same thing. Same table we have to refer, but only the percentage I is 12% now. Same column we have to refer. So how much is that factor? Anyone of you has found that factor?
So it's 1.974.
Okay. So yes,
यस सर
1.974. Yeah, fine. So when you multiply this, you'll get the answer.
1 lakh
F is equal 97,400. Again here, Apurva, if you go by the formula, you'll get some variation. Okay, if you
Yes,
go by
sir.
the formula,
197382, sir.
yeah, 197382.
82.
Okay, correct, fine. So this is the easy thing because just you're taking a single thing and direct investment is given. So these are like the warm-up examples. Sometimes these are also asked for 5 to 6 marks. Okay, if you're that lucky, you might get this straightforward example wherein directly you have to refer the table. Okay, but now the more important part as a construction manager will be the comment, because the common person will not be knowing these calculation. He will be more bothered about the comment or the remark. For example, when you go to a doctor for a checkup, he checks up and something, and what he gives is the medical prescription. That is more important to you, which you rush to the medical shop. Okay, how he did that, why he did that only, we don't question him. So similarly here also, when you will be a financial manager, these all things you have to do, but what you'll have to present is the comment. So now when we go to the comment part, okay, so anyone will like to give the comment, what you feel?
सर लो
Yes, Shabazz, go ahead.
सर लो रिस्क स्कीम इज बेटर सर
Okay, low risk scheme is better. Yeah, fine. Now I have written the comment in this way here. Here we can comment that for first investment at a low rate of returns, we get a high return as because the initial investment itself is higher. Okay. So what is happening in the first scheme is as the initial investment itself is high, even if the rate of interest, which is a less risk scheme, okay, we are getting higher value. But from the viewpoint of time value of money, the money grows faster in the second investment as rate of returns is high compared to the first. So these are the two views of the same problem. In first, we are playing it safe, rate of interest is low, so we are putting the money and we are putting more amount. But in the second investment, the risk is high, but rate of interest is high. So always in finance, the thing is that higher the risk, higher the returns. So there is one first point of view, which is conservative point of view. So if you ask your parents and all where you'll invest, they'll say first LIC. But if you ask the next generation, they'll say SIP. Okay, that's the difference. Or say we'll go for trading or any other equity investments. There risk is higher, but returns are also higher. So this is the comment. So this holds value. And in many examples in this subject, 2 to 3 marks are kept for the comment. It's not that only you solve the problem and it is over. No. As a construction manager or say financer or any other role relating to finance, it will be important that you give an valid comment. So few of you all who will not be able to write these things, you have to be a bit careful and practice what comment has to be written. So this was the first homework problem. I think a few of you all who solved it have got it right. So let's move to the second problem of homework. So here, I think these problems are there in the group already. Two persons have a sum of rupees 5 lakh each. One person invests the entire amount in FD for a period of 8 years at 9%. The other person invests rupees 3 lakhs in FD for a period of 8 years for 7%, and remaining amount in an annuity scheme for 8 years at 15%. How much money will each person have at the end of 8 years? Who will have more amount with them? So again here comment is not asked, but I think still I'll put up a comment later. So let's go with this second example. I'm moving fast because again I'm repeating, these examples are straightforward and they were to be solved at home. So I'm discussing them a bit faster. So third and fourth example will go in detail. So first person, we have his investment of rupees 5 lakh at 9%. And the term is 8 years. So what we have to find here again, we have to find the future amount. Here we need to find the future value of present worth. Present worth is 5 lakh. So which factor we'll be using here? Which factor we'll be using? Referring compound interest table, we'll be using SPCAF, that is future value of the present amount. So any one of you, for I is equal to 9% and N is equal to 8, please tell me the percentage.
1.993.
1.993. Okay, so again I'm telling, I'll go to the tables in the third example so that again that revision happens. So as Neha said, 1.993, yeah, it's correct. So when we multiply, we get the amount as 9,96,500. Again, if you have the formula with you, there will be a bit of change, not a thing to worry. If you have not got these two examples also, you're free to contact me back and ask. And one more thing I'd like to tell you all, please tell your friends that we are constantly finding an attendance of 5, 6, 5, 6. Okay, but these subjects have more weightage, and because of the situation in which you are, exams can be announced, then you will have to take a break, again come back and study. Grabbing these subjects will be difficult at later stage. So you please, your friends, if they are available, ask them to attend the classes. Even if they miss classes, ask them to get back to me with the doubts. Otherwise, it will be really difficult and challenging during the exam. There is a difference between first sem subjects and second sem subjects. First sem subjects, many subjects you can by heart, okay, and go ahead. But in second semester, you have those subjects wherein a bit of understanding is required. So please tell your friends that, let them attend the classes also. So now this is the first person part. Now the interesting thing is in the second person's investment. So second person. The first part again here is quite easy because first he makes an investment of 3 lakh rupees. Out of 5 lakh, what he has done, he takes 3 lakh rupees, directly puts in an FD at 7%. And again, your term is 8 years. So again, this is straightforward. Future amount is question mark. Here we need to find future value of present worth. Okay, here we need to find future value of present worth. So same thing, referring compound interest table. So what's the factor here? Any one of you? What is the factor?
1.718.
1.718. Yes. So we get F as 5,15,400. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when we get this answer, now the second part is a bit interesting as well as a bit tricky, and I found that mistakes will happen in this part. So this goes like this. Second investment amount. First, let us calculate how much is the amount he has to invest in the second investment. The total he had was 5 lakh rupees, out of which he has put 3 lakh rupees in the FD already. So remaining is 2 lakh. Okay, so remaining is 2 lakh. Now, the important thing given in the question is he is investing this 2 lakh in the form of annuity for 8 years. So he is not investing this 2 lakh rupees directly. That is the most important point you've got to note and consider. Once again, I'm repeating, out of 5 lakhs, what he had, in fact, 3 lakhs already he has invested. So remaining amount with him is 2 lakh. And this 2 lakh rupees he is not investing directly. He is investing this 2 lakh rupees in the form of annuity. Annuity means equally divided over a term of 6 years. Okay, the second investment is equally divided into an annuity over a period of 8 years. Therefore, the investment per year is 2 lakh divided by 8,000, which is equal to 25,000. Okay, so this is the very important part. Don't worry, I'll send you all this PDF also. So this is the catch point in this example where it is expected that students will make a mistake. Now, once I say this, that we have found 25,000. So now example is of which type? Here we have to find future value of annuity, because we have converted that remaining amount into annuity and we got to find the future value of annuity. So future amount, here we need to find future value of annuity. Okay, here we need to find future value of annuity. I think Vivek had done some change here, right? Vivek, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here you had done something different. So this is the way we have to approach this example. So referring to compound interest table, here I is high 15% and n is equal to 8. So here the factor changes. It becomes uniform series compound factor, annuity factor. Okay. So you'll have to refer the table of I is equal to 15, and under that for 8 years you have to find future of annuity. So when you refer this table, you get
13.727.
13.727, right? 13.727. So now here you get a value of 3,43,175. Now what happens here is, if you miss this part, so the calculation of second person's investment goes wrong completely, because when we add up we get a wrong value. So while evaluating, we will be dividing this, say, for 8 marks. So out of that 8 marks, 3 marks will be there for first calculation, 3 marks might be there for second calculation, and 2 marks will be there for the conclusion. Or as the calculation of first person is easy, 2 marks can be there for first person calculation, 4 marks can be there for second person calculation, and 2 marks will be the comment. So if you make a mistake in this particular step, you'll get how many marks? First person calculation 2 marks, and second person first part calculation 2 marks. So out of 8 marks, you'll end up getting only 4 marks. Okay, and frankly speaking, in financial examples, either the examples are correct or wrong, but still, as it is examination and with the scheme of valuation, we give marks for steps. So you might end up getting 3 or 4 marks out of 8 marks. So maximum problems will have such a catch point unless and until a straightforward paper comes. Okay, so this part you have to concentrate. So is this understood? This part is understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Now we will go to the comment. Now here conclusion was asked, which person will have more money? Okay, so comment was not asked. So comment or conclusion, here we can say that the first person will have a sum of rupees 9,96,500, which is higher than the sum which the second person will have. Okay, then the sum which the second person will have, which is the addition of both his investments. Okay, so here this is the simple conclusion because it was asked. But now if you want to put a comment, okay, with the financial scope, in which way can you comment? Any one of you? If you want to put a financial comment, okay, in which way you can say or what you will like to say? Any one of you will like to go ahead and comment on this? Anyone of you will like to go ahead?
Yes, sir, I'll just try.
Yeah, you can try.
By comparing the two investments,
Okay.
it's better to invest the entire amount in FD for 9% rate of interest for 8 years than in
Okay.
investing in two different schemes at different rate of interest.
It is okay. Fine. So now in these financial things, we'll have some other point of view also. Ravina, from second person's point of view, will you like to say anything? How he can defend his investment? Okay, fine, the amount is not higher, but can the second person defend his investment? Ravina, are you there?
So yes, sir.
Yeah, will you like to say something on second person's investment? What, like if he wants to defend himself, in what way he can defend?
So in the future, his annuity can be increased. It might increase, like if
Okay.
again
Yeah. Correct. You got the right word. So from second person's point of view, it is that the second part of his investment, he is not investing completely at a time. Okay, he is investing that second part, okay, annuity wise, that is part by part. So say at the end of first year, out of the remaining money what he has, so it was 2 lakh rupees, he puts in only 25,000. So he will have 1,75,000 with him still. So he might be doing some other things with that, or he's investing in some other cycle which is not a part of this. Okay, so that is also one point. Or he has invested that money somewhere and he is getting say 25,000 per year return, which is he is putting in this scheme. Okay, so when you go from financial point of view, if we just look at the answer, now this is not a structural design to say this is AST and this is number of bars, this is finance. So from second person's point of view also, he might be happy with 8,58,000 because what he might have done, the 2 lakh which he had, he's investing them part by part, and the part which he keeps it with him. Okay, because at the 8th year he'll invest his entire 2 lakh rupees. But what has happened till then, that money will be grown. With respect to this particular example and this cycle of calculation, yes, the person one, what Vivek said was exactly right. But overall, if we go ahead with the financial conclusion, that person, if he is intelligent, he may also invest that remaining amount somewhere, and his total returns may be above the first person. This is what will be the financial comment. You need not worry about this here because it was directly asked who will have the higher amount. Okay, so this is the conclusion part. So with this, we will go ahead with the actual examples which we got to discuss in today's class. So now these examples, I'll go ahead with an cash flow diagram also. And in some scheme of valuation, we have seen that 8-mark example will be done for 10 marks, and those 2 marks will be going for the cash flow diagrams. So you all also have a habit of putting up the cash flow diagrams. It gives a good impression in the examination. Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I've given you all 2-3 minutes to analyze. So example was there in front of you all. How many years is the total timeline? Can any one of you tell? Total timeline of this example is for how many years?
Sir, 9 years.
Okay, 9
5
years.
year. Sir. Wait.
Yeah, this is what happens in the exam. Okay, this is what happens in the exam, and with your
6
beautiful
years,
habits,
sir.
6 years. Okay, very good. Anything else?
6 or 5.
So you write the answers and come out, and you all have different answers with you. Okay, so see here, what is first step? 1 lakh is received at an interest rate of 10 years. The bank allows an interest-free period of 3 years. So n is equal to 3. First आ गया, n1 is equal to 3. The repayment starts further after a period of 3 years. So this 3 plus again n2 is 3. 6 years हो गया. Calculate a uniform payment to be made to clear the loan in 9 years. So after 6 years, the period is 9 years in which he will be clearing his loans. So total period or total timeline of this particular example is 3 plus 3 plus 9, which is equal to 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years. Okay, total timeline. For individual aspects, the timeline is changing. So that's why here the cash flow diagrams becomes important, and noting down the given data is very, very important. Now see here, I have mentioned it. The loan amount received, P is equal to 2 lakh rupees. Okay, the loan amount received, P is equal to, 1 lakh rupees. So here I made a mistake. It is 2 lakh rupees. Okay, so understand these things properly. N1 is equal to 3 years, that is interest free. N2 is equal to 3 years with interest. N3 is the repayment period, which is 9 years. Rate of interest is given as 10%. Here we want to find annuity also, and here we want to find the future amount also. Means here the last line of the question is sorry. Yes. So the last line of the question is also calculate the total amount which he will pay to the bank. Okay, so that is the future amount. So here two calculations are there. One is annuity calculation, means usko kitna bharna hai bank ko, and second is total, how much he'll end up paying. So that's why I'm saying that complications start to come up here once we go ahead with the examples. So I think this slide is clear. We need to find two things. One is annuity, one is future amount. Okay, so now this is the cash flow diagram. Okay, so this is the cash flow diagram. So we had discussed the cash flow diagram previously. Naveen, if you are there with your how much you have understood, will you try to explain this cash flow diagram?
So the first three, from 0 to
Yeah,
third, we have
yeah,
taken a loan, sir. After that,
yeah.
there will be a 3 periods for relaxation or
Okay,
with a 0 interest period, sir.
yeah, 3 years, correct.
After 6, sir, 7 to 15, it is the period where we have to means we have to repay the
Okay, the amount.
yes, sir, with interest, sir.
Okay, with interest, correct. So now here, as Naveen rightly said, first 6 is a relaxation period. Actually, first 6 years is a relaxation period in which first 3 are interest free. Okay, first 3 are interest free. So first 3 are interest free. The next 3 interest comes in, means the principal amount to that interest goes on adding. So from 7th year onwards, what is that amount you have to start paying? Okay, so now what will be the amount at the end of 3 years? Anyone can tell me? If I want to know the amount at the end of first 3 years, loan amount, how much it will be? Will it be same 2 lakhs? Will it be
Same,
more or will it be less?
same,
Yes,
sir.
Naveen? Same.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah. Why it is same? Interest is 0. Okay. So note down this one important point. if the rate of interest is 0, the present worth remains same itself after the period. Okay, so for first 3 years, 2 lakhs will be 2 lakhs only, as there is no discounting rate here. Okay, so now how to read this diagram? Naveen has explained nicely, very good. So first is P is equal to 2 lakh, means at this moment I am taking the loan. So P is equal to 2 lakh, first point. Then I move from 0 to 3 years, that is first year, second year and third year. End of 3 years, I have not had any interest. So again my P remains 2 lakh only. So this is the important point. Now, when I move from 3 to 6, I am having a discounting rate or rate of interest of 10%. So I have to calculate future value of present for those 3 years. That is from after third year up to 6th year. Then to calculate annuity, my 6th year, when I reach the 6th year, I'll start calculating the annuity. So when I reach means that becomes present. Okay, so what future value you have calculated at the end of 6th year becomes your present value to calculate annuity. Here also some people make a mistake. They go for calculation with future value of annuity. No, you move along with the cash flow diagram. Okay, you move along with the cash flow diagram. When you are at 0, everything for you is future. So from when you come 0 to 3, that past goes in cash flow diagram. You have to talk of third year. When you come to the 6th year, again that previous thing goes. So what you will have at 6th year for further calculation, that becomes present. Okay, so this is one very, very, very important point which you need to understand. If you have not understood, you are free to ask me personally, not an issue. As we move along with the cash flow diagram, the future value becomes present. Okay, the future values become present. So now when we go to the further part, now see here, while marking also, this 2 lakh I have kept, this 2 lakh I have kept. Actually, this arrow has to be bigger because as this interest rate has come, this amount will be greater than 2 lakhs. Okay, this amount will be greater than 2 lakhs. So this arrow has to be slightly bigger. Now these all arrows are equal. Why are this blue color arrows equal? Can anyone tell me why are these blue color arrows equal in height?
So same rate of interest.
But every year we pay same amount.
Yes, you pay same amount, same rate of interest, and you are paying same amount. That is annuity. So annuity is uniform and annuity is equal. So you go on paying same amount. Hence, those all arrows will be of the same size. And at the end, future value, I have shown a bigger arrow extended with an yellow color because that value will be surely greater than what loan he has taken. Because when he has taken 2 lakh loan and use that and interest have been added, what he will end up paying will be surely greater than 2 lakh. So that is the second part calculation in this example. So any one of you, if you have anything to be picked up from the cash flow diagram, please tell me. I'll explain once again. Because once you understand the cash flow diagram, the things become easy. Hardly we are 5, 6, 7 people are there. Any one of you, if you have anything, let me know. I'll explain the diagram once again. Shabas?
Sir, it's clear, sir.
हाँ, क्या चाहिए, कौन सा पॉइंट चाहिए बोलो और एक बार आपको I'll tell them.
नहीं सर,
और
समझा सर, समझा.
समझा है? Okay.
हाँ
Fine.
सर.
Apurva, shall we go ahead? Ravina, shall we go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now here it should be noted that as first 3 years are interest free, the present value at the end of 3 years remains 2 lakh only. Now this is one important point. As there is no I involved, 2 lakh remains as it is. Principal amount doesn't change. The loan amount doesn't change for first 3 years. So now here in the first calculation, we need to find future value of present. Okay, we need to find future value of present from third year up to the end of 6th year. Because up to 3 years it is gone as there is no interest. So our calculation starts from after third year to the 6th year. So in that n is equal to 3, we need to find the value, that is the future value of present amount. So here, referring to compound interest table, our present amount is 2 lakh only. Referring to compound interest table, for F by P, that is future value of present, rate of interest we have taken as 10% and n is equal to 3. So I remains same for all the calculations here. In some calculations specifically I is changed. You have to take care. But now here I is same. So we are looking out for future value of present amount with I is equal to 10% and N is equal to 3. So
1.331.
okay, so anyone here wants me to read the table again? Please tell me. I'll go to the table. I'll minimize the slide and go to the table.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I
You
missed
want-
the last class, so I want to answer.
recordings are put. Okay, Apurva. Yeah, fine. Still, I'll select. So you have to see I is equal to 10 and N is 3. Now why N is 3? We are going from third year to sixth year only. Fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay, so is N is 3 and I is 10. So when you open this table, okay, on the left hand corner here, you'll be able to see the percentage. So what percentage is there in the example? We have to go to that. So our percentage is 10. Then our year is 3. So now which column we have to see here? Neha, which column to be seen?
So first one.
First one. We have to find future value of present. So this becomes the factor. Okay, Apurva, you have to concentrate on this too. First term stands
Yes,
for
sir.
what we have to find, future value, slash after this which is given. So future value of
Yes, sir.
present for I is how much? 10% and N is equal to 3. So that value comes out to be 1.331. Okay, 1.331. So now when we go back to the presentation, so what we see here, 2 lakh I'm multiplying by 1.331. So we get a future value of 2,66,200. Okay, we get a future value of 2,66,200. And this will be taken as present value in the next step, because already now we are at which year here? If you go with the timeline or cash flow diagram, this calculation is with respect to which year?
Third year, sir.
3
Which
years.
one?
Third year.
No, this is sixth year.
Sixth year.
Yeah, sixth year. See the note. First 3 years are gone. First 3 years, rate of interest is not there. First 3 years, we don't have any calculation. So already 3 years are gone. So this is fourth, fifth, and sixth year. Okay. So sixth, when we were here, okay, at this point we were calculating. Now here we have reached means we have completed the calculation for sixth year. And when we move ahead of the sixth year, this becomes present because the behind cash line moves out now. Behind cash line, we have already used it. So now we are standing at the point where we are in the end of sixth year. So beyond that, when we go to calculate, this particular amount, that is 2,66,200, becomes our present. Okay. Okay. So 2,66,000 becomes our present value because we don't remain at 0 only and calculate everything. Okay, in this step, we are moving ahead with the cash flow diagram. So I don't expect you all to understand it unless and until you go a bit deep and you go into the subject, you get doubts, you clear it. So we need to find now from here on his payment starts for next 9 years. We need to find annuity of the present value. Okay, we need to find what? Annuity of the present value. Now here few students ask, why not find annuity of future value? Okay, because once he starts to pay, he's in his present. Okay, once he starts to pay, he is in his present. Okay, when he reaches that sixth year, then he starts to pay. When he reaches means present. Okay, so even while calculating at the behind stage, it is a future value, but this annuity will be calculated after which year? Sixth year. So at that point, this is present value. Okay, so that's the important catch point here. Okay, the future value in the previous calculation is the present value in the current calculation. So now referring to compound interest table, we have to find annuity of present, where that P is from the previous solution. And here the factor becomes CRF. Okay, annuity of present. Apurva, if you have the table with you, which I have sent in the group, okay, as you were not there, will you only be able to tell this value to me, CRF value for the step? Others also
Yes,
find it
sir.
out
1
and
minute,
see.
sir.
Yeah. Take your time. Others also find it out and be ready with the answer.
Sir, here N will be 9 years, no, sir? Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Apurva?
Sir, N will be 9 years, no, sir?
Yeah, correct. N will be 9 years. I'll make the correction. Okay, N will
Yes,
be
sir.
9
It
years.
is
N will be
13,
9.
13.579.
Which value you saw?
Sir, at 10% interest, compound amount by F by A.
Now, once again, I explained you. Okay, we have to see future value of annuity. Which value we have to see? Present or future? That's what I'm trying to tell you all. Any one of you?
0.1736.
0.1736, because see here what we are written. It is annuity
By
of
P
present.
value, sir.
A by P value, because we are at the 6th year now, means now present is 6th year. So while calculating, we calculated it as a future value. Okay, but we move ahead with the timeline. That is what is very important here to be understood. So here we have reached the 6th year, and at that point your P is how much? 2,66,200. Okay, so the previous part is gone. That's why I had written a note here. Okay, when we come to this end part, see here, this is at the end. This value will be taken as present value in the next step. Okay, because when we calculated this, we were in the past. We calculated future. Now we have this value. When you start repaying is from the 6th year for further 9 years. So at 6th year, that value is present, and you take the CRF factor, which Prasad said as 0.0176, and your annuity will come out to be 46,212. Okay, your annuity will come out to be, means he'll pay this 46,212 for a period of 9 years regularly to complete his loan. Okay, now these are the things where we get caught up in banks also. We feel how come this much amount is coming? So they play with future and present. Where they are expecting more, they go there. Okay, so they say that 6th year means now that future is your present value, because from here we'll start paying. So we are going to tell you the annuity as per present calculation. Okay, and that calculation comes out to be 46,212.32. And now the next part which we calculate here is the total amount which will be paid to the bank. Now we got annuity. Okay, now we got annuity. We are at which year? 6th year. When will be the total amount paid? Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So why we are not dividing the annuity amount
Not
in the
dividing
repayment, like what we have done in the previous problem? We have divided the entire 2 lakhs in 8 years. So we for 1 year we got 25,000.
Okay, fine. That was which part? That was the investment which money he had. He was paying as annuity. Okay, he had that person had 2 lakh rupees which he did not wanted to invest at a time. He wanted to invest annually for 8 years. That time we divided it. So that was an investment concept where that person has to divide. Now here also what has come here? How much he has to pay per year? That annuity only we are getting. We are not getting the total amount here. Okay, we are getting this EMI. What we calculate, if we divide this value of 46,000 here, which we have got, divide by 12 means you'll get your EMI per month. So this is annually. Okay, so this annuity we will use to find the future value. Now see the complications. A simple example. Okay, once we jump from future to present, we use that present, we found out annuity. Now that annuity we are using again to find the future value. because now you are at which point? You are at the 9th year. Your repayment has started. How much is the repayment? 46,212 point something. Now this 46,000 will go on paying for a term of 9 years. Okay, from end of 6th year, that is 7th. That's what is cash flow diagram. Okay, so when we go here to the cash flow diagram, we can now understand the cash flow diagram in a better way as we have gone ahead with the example. Okay, so this was the cash flow diagram. So 0 to 3, no calculation. 2 lakhs present became 2 lakhs only. Okay, 2 lakhs present became 2 lakh only. So from 4th to 6th, okay, when we went from 4th to 6th, what happened to that 2 lakh? For 3 years, a factor came of 10%. Okay, so if you want, you can write this f is equal to question mark on this side of the arrow. Okay, as I did not have space, I did not write it here. So this is future value when we are standing at the 3rd year. But now when we are standing at the 6th year, that future is our present. And with respect to that, we calculate this annuity, which are equal. And these are 46,000 per year. Okay, we pay 46,000 at the end of 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, and we clear our loan. So 46,000 and something what amount we got, we pay as annuity completely. Okay, so this is one part of the example. Second part of the example, when we are here itself, or when we have calculated the annuity, I want to find the future. Now here you can use two things. You can directly find how much future you want, you'll have to pay, or you'll go by annuity calculation. So as we had annuity already calculated, I went ahead with the annuity. So this one value I took and I used the formula and I found out totally if I go on paying 46, 46, 46, at the end how much I'll end up paying. Okay, this is how the banking system works at a lower level. This is how these calculations are done. For this, the apps are developed. You have those apps in your mobile phones also, wherein you can use them and get the value directly. So this was the annuity calculation. And then if we multiply it with the factor referring the table, okay, future value. Okay, if we multiply it with the future value of annuity, we get F is equal to 6,27,517. This means the person will end up paying 6,27,517 rupees to the bank. Okay, so now here you are 5 to 6 of them. Few of them are, in their mind it is going on how this has happened. It is a bit confusing. We used to teach the classes with all 24 students present. Okay, previous batches in the classroom. So each student had unique doubts or unique confusion. Some were like we understood, some were like we did not understand anything. Okay, so but this online mode is a bit difficult because always in these things, we are physically communicating, the things can be explained in a better way or understanding is better. But still, what's best possible with us, we have to try and do it. So I'm requesting you all, please put up the tests regarding any silly doubts also if you have, don't mind, because you are learning a completely new subject. Okay, the other subjects which you are learning at least have some flavor of civil engineering or some parts you have done somewhere in your BE or you know the terms, idea, Okay, but this subject is completely new thing. And after many years, you are learning something new, which is completely new, I'm saying. Okay, few things in this here and there, you might have learned it, but this is a finance subject. Okay, so your brain will question you, or it has to question if you have to learn. And I have students who have scored for 194, also 95. Okay, two students, which I remember clearly, 94, 95. Many are there who have gone above 80. So if you want to score in this subject, problem solving will be very important. And when we go for valuation, if you have not attempted the problem, our view of looking at your paper to the theory parts becomes different, because these are the subjects where problems have to be touched compulsorily. So this is how I calculated first the annuity. Annuity means what yearly installment he has to pay. It came out to be 46,000. Using that annuity, I further went and calculated the future value. That means totally how much he'll end up paying. Okay, 46, 46, 46. You cannot add directly. That I is equal to 10% comes in. So he'll end up paying 6,27,517 rupees to the bank. Okay, that's why these examples take a lot of time also for explanation, and more than that time it will take for you all to absorb. That's why whenever I put homework example, do a brainstorming so that things become easy once you start solving. So anything to be explained here again? Again, I'm repeating, after the class also, you are free to ask me the doubts personally. Okay, so with this, we'll go to the second example. Now, this is the question paper example. Okay, this has been asked in the question paper. I've taken it from the question paper. A person secures a loan of rupees 1 lakh from the bank for a startup. For first 4 years, he does not make any repayments. But at the end of 4th year, again he obtains further loan of rupees 1 lakh from the bank. So his bank is very nice. Without any repayment, it has been given top-up loan. Okay, so these types of loans are called as top-ups. Your loan is existing, again to that you add up. Many times when you go for housing loans, initially you take the loan, and after 2-3 years or 3-4 years, if your performance is good, they'll give you a top-up for any interior works or any other thing. Okay, so this is that sort, what you are seeing here. So after 4th year, he obtains a further loan of 1 lakh from the bank. Further, after 6 years, he starts the repayment. Okay, further after 6 years, he starts the repayment and clears the loan in further 10 years. Calculate the annual equal amount he should pay if I is equal to 8%. So here only annuity is asked. So how much he has to pay per year if I is equal to 8%. So what I want is, understand the problem. I'll give you all 2 minutes in rough. Try and put the cash flow diagram. Okay, in rough, just put the cash flow diagram. 2 minutes I'm giving you all, so that once your cash flow diagram is there, discussion will become better. Okay, just put up the cash flow diagram, all of you. Or anything to be discussed in the statement, you can ask. So one thing, should I complete this example in this class itself, or you want to try it once, because already we have consumed 1 hour, 3 problems we have solved. What shall we do?
Continue, sir.
Continue. Others?
Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay,
Continue, sir.
fine. Thank you. So put up the cash flow diagram. Let that diagram be in front of you all. Or you can just draw that diagram, take a click and WhatsApp it to me immediately, so that what process is going in your minds I can understand. Because once I put up the diagram, you can correct it. Okay, but if you draw the diagram and WhatsApp me, I'll understand what process is going on in your brain, or in what way your thinking is going on. Please do it fast. Don't worry about it is correct or wrong. We are learning a new subject. I can understand it is not that easy. Yes, dear students, if you are able to put up the cash flow diagram, please put up the cash flow diagrams. If you don't mind, click a pic and WhatsApp it to me. Prasad, very good. I got the first diagram. Prasad has given it a try. Anyone else wants to do it? Please go ahead. Okay, Apurva also has sent. Now guys, one point here, is there anything mentioned that up to 4 years it is interest free?
No, sir.
It is not mentioned here in this example. Don't mix up the previous example with this example. Okay, it is not mentioned that first 4 years are interest free. So many of you are thinking that 0 is also 1 lakh and 4 is also 1 lakh. No, in the previous example, that first period of 3 years was interest free. In this example, there is nowhere mentioned that there is an interest free period.
Sir, the interest will be 8% for first 4
Yeah,
years
yeah.
also.
Everywhere in this example, entirely 8% only will be the interest. Not an issue.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Ravina, very good, very nice. And again, in this example, that future value is not asked. In the previous example, it was asked that how much he has to repay to the bank totally. Here only annuity, up to annuity only it is asked. Yeah, last future. So I'll go ahead. Appreciate the efforts that you have put up. Shabaz, so gaye kare?
नहीं सर कर रहा हूँ सर वही कर रहा हूँ सर
अरे भाई एग्जाम 3 घंटे का ही रहता है उसमें 8 प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने पड़ेंगे Okay, so very good to those all who have sent. Others I'll give you all examples for practice. Okay, so now firstly let's check out the given data. Okay, Shabaz, you can off your microphone. Yeah, thank you. So firstly, the loan amount received P1 is equal to rupees 1 lakh. Now many times once the value goes beyond 1 lakh, okay, 10 lakh, 8, 12 lakh, 15 lakh, many times you eat up 1 zero also during calculation. So be a bit careful. So P1 is 1 lakh rupees. So period, I am saying that first period is N1, which is for 4 years, where no repayment is done. I am not saying interest is not there, only no repayment is done. The loan amount received again at the end of 4th year, I am saying it as P2, it is again 1 lakh. Then second period which we have is 6 years, N2. Repayment starts at the end of this year, that is end of 6th year. So first is 4 years, second is 6 years, 6 plus 4, 10 years, and repayment period is again 10 years. So totally he has, the scheme is of 20 years. Okay, totally the scheme is of 20 years. And initially we had some government scheme for some special people and all, which they did not even bother to calculate how much rate of returns they'll get. Only as an investment scheme, they have put up the schemes. Many people have taken the loan amount and never repaid it. Or even if they have repaid, they have gained a lots and lots of profit. Okay, so such things have happened. Okay, so when you are dealing with the financial aspects, you got to be careful. So to calculate annuity. So let's go ahead with the cash flow diagram. Yes, Naveen?
So don't mind, sir. When we are taking any loan or when a education loan is provided by the any bank sector, sir, there
Okay, right.
are conditions from the. Suppose we have taken a bank loan of at the rate of 13%. There
Okay.
will be a concession 7% will be paid by the central government or bank head of the bank authority. Then
Yeah,
that concession will be added in the form of percentage. That
correct.
amount will be added to the bank by the amount of means whatever the interest we paid, it will be
Okay.
added at the end of the means after the completion of 1 year there will be added. That amount will be considered for the next year, or it will be deducted from the rate of interest.
No, that's the catch point. Naveen, you got it right. Whenever these schemes are there, Naveen has put up a very good point that some part will be paid by the government or the bank and some part student has to pay. Okay. So what they do here is you have to see whether they're paying your interest part or whether they're reducing from your principal amount. Now, for example, if you have heard about that Pradhan Mantri Yojana for buildings, okay, construction of your homes, there are two categories in it. One is lower income, one is higher income. In that, again, three parts are made. I think all of you have heard about those schemes, right? Pradhan Mantri Yojana for
Yes,
buildings.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So in that, what is the criteria is generally for say flats and all which range from say about 25 to 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, or depending on square feet, there are schemes. There, that amount which comes from central government directly is deducted from your principal. Automatically, your EMI reduces. Naveen. Okay.
Yes,
Hmm.
same.
So automatically. So you got to check the scheme documents whether the amount which they pay, okay, is coming as a principal amount and your amount is directly reducing, or one part of EMI they are sharing. Okay, one part of EMI they are sharing. And if the EMI they are sharing, are they depositing it monthly or are they depositing it annually? Because if you deposit it monthly, your EMI comes less and less. For example, if you skip 2 or 3 EMIs, the fourth EMI which you'll have to pay is the addition of all those four plus something extra. Because 1 month you skip, on that skipped amount again interest will be added. Okay, so if the government says that is paying or the bank says it is paying annually, okay, so you got to check that that extra burden which they did not pay per month is coming or you or is borne by the bank itself. Okay, so when you go through these schemes, we don't have much idea how they are paying. Best scheme is anything which cuts out your principal. Okay, best scheme is anything which cuts out your principal. So Naveen,
Yes, sir.
yeah, your rate of interest will not vary in loans. Okay, in housing loans and all, there are two options. One is floating, one is constant. But the other loans which are on personal basis, what rate of interest will be there, that will remain throughout. Okay.
But the compound interest will be reduced.
Compounding, that's what. Yeah, reducing compound interest means if some part they take out from your principal, automatically compounded values will go on reducing and your EMI values will go on reducing. So that's what you have to see in personal loan. If you pay extra from your principal amount they take out and your EMI goes on reducing, okay, as the compounding effect reduces. But in housing loan, as the rate of interest are low currently, they are not going ahead with that. So again, if I am not able to answer your question specifically, you tell me the question. My friend is a professor in MBA. I have my friend who is working in SBI Bank at manager level. I'll ask with them and again I'll satisfy your query. Or one of my friend is a chartered accountant. Something new I'll also learn and your friends will also learn. Thank you, Naveen, for your question. So
Sir,
now,
I have a doubt, sir.
yeah, Apurva, go ahead. Yes, Apurva.
Sir, in question no,
Yeah.
they have just said that further after 6 years he starts paying the repayment, sir. But they have
Okay.
not
Right.
mentioned after next 6 years. So because we are
Further.
calculating that,
Yeah. Correct. So
so it can,
further
sir.
means no. Yeah. Interpretation. You're saying it can be 0 to 6 also,
Yeah, sir.
or
We
it
can
can
take
be.
that.
So now this thing had happened in one question paper. Okay. So
Okay.
further, once they say after fourth year statement, further means whatever they are saying is beyond 4, not beyond 0. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So further means after 4. So this is there. Okay, and generally it will be after that only, because they'll not mix two n's. Okay, otherwise if you say 0 to 4 is something, then 4 plus 2 is 6. Nahi hoga wo. That n is equal to 6 is beyond 4. Okay, Apurva?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now a few of you all have sent me those timelines, and you can correct. You can give a pat to yourself if you have did it correctly. I think Ravina, you have got it correct. Okay, nice. I appreciate your work. You have got it right. Only thing is the length of the arrows you have missed. That is okay, not a problem. Very good. So next was put up. Naveen has put up. Naveen, yes, you have mentioned I value. Okay, you have mentioned I is there. So that is also fine. You have mentioned I value. You have not given an interest-free period. So that is also correct. Not an issue. Prasad has only added that 2 lakh there, but he has not taken the I effect for 4 years. No problem, but appreciated. And then again, who has put up, I think Apurva has put up. Apurva also is very dildar. He has also given an interest-free period only 4 years. Okay, so good. So I appreciate the efforts who have put up the diagram and sent. Okay, Ravina's thing has matched up exactly. Only the thing is that she has mentioned future, which she has written. We need not calculate it. Okay. So good. Right. So if this happens, we also feel like going ahead with the classes, because these things, if I go on explaining like an documentary, you will keep your phone aside and do your things. Okay, I know very well. So get involved in the class and do it. So now, Neha, can you read this diagram for me? Neha, are you there? Neha? Okay, fine. Apurva, can you read the diagram?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go
Sir,
ahead.
for starting, he takes a loan that is at 0. He takes a loan of 1 lakh, and
Okay.
in between he makes no payment. And
Okay.
after 4 years, he again takes the loan from the bank of 1 lakh
Okay.
rupees.
1 lakh
So
rupees.
here the
So
interest is not mentioned. So I mean, they have not told it is interest free. So we are considering interest it as 8% only.
okay, good.
So then after 6 years, he starts paying the loan.
Okay.
So so
From 10th
but
year up to 20th.
from
Yeah.
10th year up to 20th year, he pays the loan.
Is the loan. Yes, correct. But what was there, Apurva? Anything to be discussed?
So then why have we not mentioned 6 years, sir? Like from 6 years, he starts paying the loan, no, sir.
Further 6 years. From 6, no, further 6 years means after 4, further 6 years means 10th year. Okay,
Okay,
not
okay,
from
got it, sir.
6th year.
Yes, sir.
Further 6 years means 4 plus 6, 10. Now,
Okay.
this
From
is the
10
catch
years, then
point.
10
Yeah,
years.
yeah. Means total scheme is of 20 years.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So again, I'm telling any one of you, if you have a confusion, you can ask me personally. Further, some more examples I'll give all for practice. Now, once this diagram is clear, now all further becomes mathematical calculation part. So now let's see how the things go. We need to find the future value of present up to end of 4th year. As we discussed that this is not an interest-free period, we need to find out the future value of present up to end of 4th year. So now referring the compound interest table, we want to find future value of present for I is equal to 8 and N is equal to 4. Any one of you from the table will be able to tell the value? Anyone referring the table will be able to tell the value?
$1.360.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1.360. Fine.
So 1.360.
Correct. Okay, so we'll get a future value of 1,36,000. Okay, so now this is at which point in the timeline? It is at the end of 4th year. Okay, at the end of 4th year, as we had the effect of 8%, as it was not an interest-free period, F became 1,36,000. So what happens at this? This will be taken as the present value in the next step. Now next step becomes interesting because again here he has taken a top-up loan of 1 lakh. So this thing has not come correctly. Yes. Now we need to find the future value of present from the end of 4th year up to further 6 years. Okay. So now here that n has become 6. Now the most important calculation here is 1,36,000. What it is? 1,36,000 from the previous. Okay, the value we have taken of that amount. 1 lakh became 1,36,000 with the effect of the 8%. Now to this 1 lakh is added. Why this 1 lakh is added here? Anyone can tell me? Why
So
this 1
because
lakh has
again
come here?
after 4 years he has taken again the loan of 1 lakh rupees.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so again after 4 years, at this point he has taken the loan. So only 1 lakh has added. But the previous was already used for 4 years. So for that interest also has come. This is that effect of time value of money. So in 4 years that 1 lakh became 1,36,000. Okay, in that 4 years that 1 lakh became 1,36,000. To that 1 lakh was added. Now for this we'll be multiplying the factor 1.587, which we get by referring I is equal to 8% and n is equal to 6. Be careful, don't refer here n is equal to 4 because this is the N2 part which we are studying. That is from after 4th year up to the point which he'll start paying. That is 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. The 6 years. So that factor is 1.587 and we get F as 3,74,532. Means the loan which he had taken 1 lakh and 1 lakh, at the end of 10 years, it has grown to 3,74,532. Now on this, what will be calculated? Annuity will be calculated. So this becomes the present value for annuity calculation. So always remember annuity is calculated on the present value, and here this value becomes the important thing for your annuity calculation. So when we go ahead with the step 3, this step is quite easy. Annuity to be paid to the bank from the start of 10th year up to 20th year. So I think it should be start of 11th year, not 10th year. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So that period goes to 10. So this value I've taken from the previous slide. Okay, this value I've taken from the previous slide, so which we had calculated. 3,74,532. A note is written. This will be the present value in the next step. So here I'm finding the annuity. This is your answer, what you need to find. So anyone tell me that factor value from the table? Anyone tell that factor value from the table?
0.1019.
0.1019. Check out if you are wrong or I am wrong.
149, sir.
Sir,
0.149. Yes, sir.
0.149.
149. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, 0.149.
Yes, sir. I saw wrong.
So when you multiply, you get, he'll start paying 55,000 per year for 10 years. Okay, see how money grows. Here his loan amount was 2 years, but as time happened, now he'll have to pay 55,000 per year for 10 years. Okay, even if you go without multiplication or of the factor also, 55 into 10 is itself 5,58,000 plus the effect of it. If you want to find future value, it comes somewhere around 7 lakhs. Means for the 2 lakh loan, as you are using it for a long time, it became 7 lakh. This is how housing loans and all other loans will be growing. Okay.
So by using formula, it also same, sir. Answer.
Answer is same, yeah, no problem.
55,816.
16. हाँ वही थोड़ा सा आगे पीछे हो जाता है, no problem.
हाँ, sir.
So what does the app do is it takes 6 digits, point के बाद ना 0.149 and it goes on taking higher digits. So that happens. So your answer is, and comment what you'll put is the person will pay rupees 55,805 to the bank per year for 10 years. So this is how the calculations go. And here I've taken small numbers. Okay, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, but your loans will be in crores together further. So as a financial manager, you should be properly equipped to do this calculation. So see here, once you are involved, we are nearly sitting for 1.5 hours online. Okay. I doubt anytime you have started 1.5 hours online and time has passed very nicely. Hopefully all 4 or 5 who are there in the class. Was this class suitable? Did you understand the things?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so again, I'm telling you all that you can come back to me at any point to discuss any doubts if you have. So with this, for examples, we'll close today's class. I'll check out if I have to solve few more examples, or we can go ahead with module 2. If you want few more examples, let me know. I'll give
Yes,
the
sir.
examples. Okay, and exactly 10 classes I have taken, I think, up to date, and I've finished the module correctly. All the notes which are there syllabus wise, any one of you can just check the syllabus. Even I have a hard copy as the modules were shuffled for the syllabus. I have to reframe and give, but all presentations I have shared with you all. Okay, so please tell me, all of you who are present now, do you want me to give question assignments now itself, or like let's wait for your exams and all things?
So
No,
after
sir. Give
exams,
now assignment.
So now
Okay,
we
Now
okay,
only
fine.
we will practice, sir.
Okay, now what I will do is there will be a difference in opinion. From my side, I'll put up the questions. Okay, so who are willing to write can write and keep it, so that it will not be a burden later. If you feel so, you can do it. If you want, someone wants